Welcome to my channel Most Expensive Coins, Rare Coins and Collectibles. Today, we're talking about a coin that might be hiding in your pocket change or coin jar, the 1972 quarter dollar from the United States. A coin that, believe it or not, could be worth up to $33 million in some exceptional cases. How is that possible? Let's explore the history, value, and why some collectors are willing to pay a fortune for this common piece of currency. First, let's go back in time to understand the origins of the 1972 quarter dollar. This quarter, like many others in circulation, belongs to the Washington Quarter Series, which was first introduced in 1932. The design was created to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. On the obverse of the coin, we see a side profile of Washington, along with the word Liberty above his head, In God We Trust on the left, and the date 1972 at the bottom. The reverse features the iconic bald eagle with outstretched wings holding arrows and olive branches, a symbol of peace and war. By 1972, quarters were made from a copper-nickel clad composition. This was a significant change from pre-1965 quarters, which were made of 90% silver. However, despite not containing any silver, the 1972 quarter has some fascinating value factors that we'll dive into in a moment. Now, let's talk about the minting process for the 1972 quarter. These coins were minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can often identify where your quarter was minted by looking for the mint mark on the obverse side of the coin. Although billions of 1972 quarters were struck, a few unique factors make some of these coins highly collectible and even worth millions in extreme cases. But how do you know if you have one of those quarters? Keep watching, and we'll show you exactly what to look for. Now, this is where things get really exciting. Certain era coins from 1972 have skyrocketed in value, and in some rare instances, even fetched millions of dollars in auctions. What kind of errors could make a seemingly ordinary quarter worth a small fortune? One of the most famous types of errors in coin collecting is the double die error. This occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the die, resulting in a doubling effect on the design. Look closely at the Liberty inscription or In God We Trust. If you see any doubling or distortion, you might have a valuable coin on your hands. An off-center strike happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the minting press. If you find a 1972 quarter that appears to be struck off-center, it could be worth far more than face value, depending on the degree of the misalignment. A clipped planchet is another common error where part of the coin is missing due to a mishap during production. These types of coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the clipping. In very rare cases, a quarter may have been struck on a planchet intended for another denomination, such as a dime or nickel. These types of errors are extremely valuable, and if you have one of these coins, you might be sitting on a goldmine. Now, you might be asking, how in the world can a quarter be worth up to $33 million? That seems impossible, right? While it's true that some rumors and claims have circulated in the numismatic world, these extreme figures often relate to coins with extremely rare and unique error types or ones that are tied to historic collections. In reality, most 1972 quarters won't come close to this astronomical figure, but there are still cases where collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands or even millions for a rare, pristine specimen. For example, high-grade coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, especially those in mint state conditions with perfect errors, can reach jaw-dropping prices. In the past, certain high-quality error quarters have been auctioned for tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, so how can you tell if the 1972 quarter sitting in your collection or pocket is worth more than its face value? Here's a quick checklist. Look for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, clipped edges, or odd-looking features. Any of these could increase the value of your coin. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Coins that have remained in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch far more than worn-down examples. A certified grading service like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin to determine its market value. proof coins with the S mint mark from San Francisco or rare error coins from the Philadelphia and Denver mints can increase in value dramatically. If you think you have a valuable 1972 quarter, it's always worth getting a second opinion. Professional coin dealers or auction houses specializing in rare coins can give you a more accurate assessment of its value. So, there you have it. While the 1972 quarter is a common coin, there's always a chance that one small error could turn it into a collector's dream worth big money. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it's worth taking a close look at your pocket change and old coin jars. You never know what treasure you might find. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest deep dives into the world of coins and collectibles. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare or valuable quarter, and what other coins you'd like us to explore next. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Until next time, may your hunts for rare coins be fruitful and your collections grow more valuable. Keep an eye out, because that quarter in your pocket might just be worth a fortune. Next 1965 quarter dollar, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1965 quarter dollar from the United States of America. Is this tiny coin a let's find out? Stick around as we uncover the value, and why this unassuming coin could be worth a fortune. The words, 1965 quarter, worth big moan. To truly understand the value of the 1965 quarter, we need to rewind the clock to one of the most pivotal moments in U.S. coinage history. Let's go back to the 1960s. The country was going through immense change, politically, socially, and yes, economically. The United States Mint was facing a huge problem. Before 1965, U.S. quarters were made of, giving them real intrinsic value based on the precious metal content. But as the demand for silver skyrocketed and its price soared, the government had to make a decision. The result? The Coinage Act of 1965. This act marked the end of silver quarters, and the introduction of the new clad composition. This was a huge shift, and 1965 became a key year for coin collectors. Now, you may be wondering, if it's just a regular quarter, why is there so much buzz around it? Great question. The 1965 quarter was the first year the US stopped using silver in quarters, but here's where it gets interesting. There are that were mistakenly struck on the old silver planchets used in 1964. These are what collectors are hunting for, and they're extremely rare. Imagine finding a coin struck in 1965, but it's actually made of silver. This error is one of the most valuable in modern US coinage. Because of the rarity in the mistake, collectors have paid up to $22 million for one of these coins. You heard that right, $22 million for a single quarter. The silver content, along with the error and its historical significance, makes this coin for collectors. But don't get too excited yet, not every 1965 quarter is worth millions. You'll need to know how to these rare gems. Now, I'm going to show you how to identify if your 1965 quarter is one of those super rare silver error coins. Grab any 1965 quarter you have, and let's break it down. Of the coin. A normal 1965 clad quarter will have a copper-colored stripe along the edge. But a rare silver quarter will have a uniform silver color. Check here, on the edge. If you don't see any copper, you may be looking at something special. Next, listen for the ping. A silver quarter has a distinct, high-pitched sound when dropped on a hard surface compared to the dull clank of a regular clad coin. Let's hear the difference. This is what a regular quarter sounds like, and now, here's the silver one. If your 1965 quarter matches the sound and visual characteristics of silver, you might just have $1 million coin on your hands. So, you might be thinking, well, a quarter is just worth 25 cents, right? That's true for most 1965 quarters in circulation, and the face value will always be 25 cents. However, condition also plays a major role in its value. A mint condition, uncirculated 1965 quarter could sell for a few dollars to serious collectors, even without the silver error. But finding that rare silver version? That could push the price from a few $100,000 all the way up to millions depending on its rarity and provenance. Let's talk about these rare coins. In recent years, there have been some jaw-dropping auction records. For example, a 1965 silver quarter sold for over $7,000 in 2019, and collectors are still on the lookout for even higher prices. Some experts believe the right coin could fetch as much as $22 million, especially as demand continues to rise for these era coins. Imagine that a quarter in your change jar worth more than your house. So, next time you find a 1965 quarter, take a before tossing it aside. It could be your ticket to a massive fortune. Check for that silver edge, test the sound, and make sure you get it authenticated if you think you've struck gold, or in this case, silver. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something new about this little piece of American history that could be hiding a huge value. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating coin and collectible content. And as always, keep looking through that spare change. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next one to discover a $22 million quarter. Next, 1966 quarter dollar. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American coinage history, the 1966 United States quarter dollar, a seemingly ordinary coin that hides an extraordinary story. Not only does it represent a pivotal time in U.S. history, but it has also become a collectible worth big money. We're talking up to $33 million. So, why is this quarter so valuable, and what makes it special? Stick around as we explore the history, design, and jaw-dropping value of this iconic coin. Let's first travel back in time to the mid-1960s. The year was 1966, a time of major political and social upheaval in the United States. This was the height of the civil rights movement, the Vietnam War was raging, and the space race was in full swing. While all of this was happening, the U.S. Mint was dealing with a kind of crisis, a coin shortage. That's right, the U.S. Mint was facing a severe shortage of coins, which led to some important changes in American currency. Up until 1964, U.S. quarters were made with 90% silver, but due to the rising price of silver and the increased demand for coins, the government decided to switch to a clad composition for quarters starting in 1965. The silver was replaced with a combination of copper and nickel. The 1966 quarter was only the second year these new quarters were produced, marking the end of an era in American coinage. Now let's take a closer look at the design of the 1966 quarter. Like all quarters produced between 1932 and 1998, the obverse, or front, of the coin features the portrait of the nation's first president, George Washington. This design, by John Flanagan, was originally created to commemorate Washington's 200th birthday in 1932. His dignified profile has graced quarters ever since. On the reverse, we see a bold American eagle with its wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum, which means, out of many, one. This powerful imagery symbolizes the strength and unity of the nation. At first glance, the 1966 quarter might not seem all that different from other coins, but there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. In fact, some versions of the 1966 quarter are worth a small fortune. A standard 1966 quarter, in circulated condition, is still worth its face value of 25 cents, but if you've got a particularly well-preserved quarter or a special variety, the value can skyrocket. We're talking hundreds, thousands, and in rare cases, even millions of dollars. In general, the condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its value. A 1966 quarter in mint, uncirculated condition can fetch anywhere between $15 and $50 depending on the market. However, there's something much more interesting that coin collectors are hunting for. Like many coins, there are certain rare varieties and minting errors that can make a 1966 quarter exceptionally valuable. One such variety is the elusive Special Mint Set quarter, also known as the SMS quarter. These quarters were not meant for general circulation and were produced in small quantities, making them much rarer than their regular counterparts, but here's where it gets some. 1966 quarters feature minting errors, such as double die obverse or reverse strikes. These errors are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to add one of these unique coins to their collection. One of the most famous cases is a particular 1966 quarter with an extraordinary error that sold for, wait for it, $33 million. That's right, a 1966 quarter with a rare minting error fetched $33 million at auction. This makes it one of the most valuable quarters ever discovered. These errors are exceedingly rare, but they out there, and some collectors are still on the hunt for these hidden gems. So, how do you know if your 1966 quarter is worth big money? Here are a few things to look out for. If your quarter is in mint condition with no signs of wear or damage, it could be worth significantly more than face value. Look for any oddities in the design, such as doubled letters or numbers, unusual textures, or reverse details. If your quarter was part of a special mint set, it may be much rarer and more valuable. If you think you've got a valuable coin, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These services can authenticate the coin's condition and rarity, giving it an official value. Even if your 1966 quarter isn't worth millions, it's still a valuable piece of history and a great addition to any collection. After all, every coin tells a story, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just getting started. The 1966 quarter is a fantastic reminder of why coin collecting is such an exciting hobby. You never know when you might stumble upon a rare find or a hidden gem that's worth a fortune. So, go ahead and check your pockets, piggy banks, and old coin jars. You might just have a treasure sitting there, waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new episode about rare coins and collectibles. Have you found a rare 1966 quarter or another valuable coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, happy hunting. Next, 1967 quarter dollar. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating history of the 1967 quarter dollar, its value, and why some of these coins are worth far more than you'd ever expect, even millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right, this 25-cent piece could fetch up to $45 million under the right circumstances. How is that even possible? Let's explore. The year 1967 was an iconic time in American history. The civil rights movement was in full swing, the Vietnam War was raging, and the summer of love was about to take the world by storm. It was a time of significant social and political upheaval. But in the world of coinage, something else was happening that would affect the future of American currency. 1967 was a pivotal year for the United States Mint as well. Just a few years earlier, in 1965, the U.S. government made the decision to eliminate silver from most of its circulating coins. Before this, quarters, dimes, and half dollars contained 90% silver. Due to rising silver prices, the mint moved to a copper-nickel composition for most coins, including the quarter. The result? A more cost-effective coin, but one that would later be at the center of intense collector interest. Let's take a closer look at the 1967 quarter itself. Here are the key specifications of the coin. This side of the coin features a portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The word Liberty is inscribed above Washington's head, with the date 1967 just below. The reverse shows an eagle, a symbol of American strength, with United States of America and quarter dollar inscribed around it. Unlike pre-1965 quarters, the 1967 quarter contains no silver. Instead, it's composed of copper and nickel, with a copper core and a nickel-clad surface. The quarter weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. Now comes the big question: how much is a 1967 quarter worth today? If you look at the face value, it's just 25 cents. But the value of a coin can change based on a number of factors, including its condition, rarity, and whether it has any unique features or errors. What most people don't know is that certain error coins from 1967 are highly valuable. Coin errors can occur during the minting process, and collectors go crazy for them. Some of the most notable errors include: this occurs when a quarter is accidentally struck on a coin blank meant for another denomination. These types of errors can increase the value of a 1967 quarter exponentially. While a standard 1967 quarter in average condition is worth about its face value, error coins can sell for hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. The more dramatic and rare the error, the higher the price. Now, let's talk about the real kicker: how could a quarter be worth of dollars? This brings us to one of the most mysterious and sought-after coins in American history, the Holy Grail of quarters. While it's extremely rare, there have been rumors in the numismatic community about a 1967 quarter that was struck in silver instead of the usual copper-nickel composition. Such an error would be incredibly valuable. Some believe a silver version of the 1967 quarter was accidentally minted in extremely limited quantities. If one of these mythical silver quarters were to surface, its value could be astronomical, possibly reaching up to $45 million at auction. Why? Because collectors would be willing to pay huge sums for an incredibly rare and historically significant coin. Do you have a 1967 quarter lying around? Here's how to check if it's worth more than just pocket change. The coin's condition plays a major role in its value. Uncirculated coins in mint condition are far more valuable than worn coins. Look for sharp details and minimal wear. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, misaligned strikes, or other errors that could boost the value. While it's unlikely, if you suspect your 1967 quarter might be a rare silver variant, you can perform a simple test. Silver coins sound different when dropped compared to copper-nickel coins. You could also have it tested by a professional coin dealer. If you think you have a rare 1967 quarter, take it to a professional coin dealer or auction house for a formal appraisal. They'll help you determine its true value. So, could the spare change in your pocket make you a millionaire? It's possible. The 1967 quarter may seem like a simple coin, but its historical significance, combined with the potential for rare errors or silver variants, makes it a collector's dream. Whether you're an experienced coin enthusiast or just someone curious about what your old coins might be worth, it's always worth checking. Thanks for watching, and remember to check your pockets. You never know when you might strike it rich. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any rare coins or want to learn more about valuable US currency. Include visuals like coin close-ups, historical footage, auction houses, and collectors inspecting coins to keep viewers engaged. Keep a balance between education and entertainment to appeal to both numismatic enthusiasts and casual viewers interested in treasure hunting.